So with a lot of contracts up in the MCU, there's always a lot of theories on where they're going to go with some of our fan favorite characters. We've talked plenty about Captain America. Now let's talk about Iron Man and how he might live after he dies. Okay, so a lot of you know, I've reviewed it here on the channel, Civil War II was an event that happened in the comics after Civil War. And of course, after Civil War, the movie. And it was an event that wasn't necessarily a fan favorite, let's just put it that way, but it had some ideas of how things could, I guess, be reflected in the MCU. Specifically Tony Stark, where if many of you have read it, Tony Stark dies, but his consciousness is transferred into this AI form, and he lives on in that way. And then there's a whole storyline progressive of Tony's future, right? And how he gets back to being Tony Stark. So the interesting part here is that many people are thinking that if they're going to kill Tony, because Robert Downey Jr. at this point is costing so much money, what if they take the idea from the comic and put him into a computer? He's kind of an AI. Maybe he develops that Zoa technology to perfection where he literally can download his entire mind. It's still the same. It's not just like a copy, right? I honestly think that would be kind of cool. And when you think of it that way, this would give them the ability to be able to save Iron Man as a character who's still alive. And maybe at some point down the road, he rebuilds his body, kind of like they did with Vision, and downloads himself into a new person. Which, if you really think about that, they then open it up to recasting. And you could do it 10 years from now, 15, and bring back Iron Man, and still have that character at the forefront of the MCU. So yeah, honestly, I think that's a pretty good theory that people have, and I think it could be plausible. But on the other hand, you're getting rid of Robert Downey Jr., so people are automatically going to get pissed. So I guess if this theory proves to be true, the MCU is in for a pretty interesting ride. And I'm glad we're all here for it, because I can't wait to see how it plays out. If he dies, of course, and if this happens, which I believe there is a pretty high chance it's the way they're gonna do it.